Hello, welcome back to the Star of My Stories. My name is Hildy. I am the host of this channel, and as always, I hope that you're finding yourself in the best place that you could be in, which is always in the hands of God. I said I would be back here a lot sooner, and so here I am. One of the first things that I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to tell you the dream. I'm going to break the dream down for you, and then tell you why it is important for me to know and for you to know as well. So without further delay, here's a dream. So I'm being driven around in a vehicle by what appeared to be two Middle Eastern women. Both of them were wearing black hijabs, and all I could see were their eyes. And forgive me if I'm not pronouncing that right. I think other people call them burqas. I believe that they're religious coverings for Islamic women and Muslim women. And if there are more, I don't know, but that's as far as I know. And so again, I apologize if I mispronounced the coverings of what how they're pronounced. And so anyway, as I was being driven around by these two women, uh, instinctively in the dream, I knew that they were taking me somewhere to get something to eat. As they pull up to this restaurant, there was Arabic writing written on the outside of it, and in the dream, I knew what it said. Once I read what it said, or what was written on the wall, so to speak, I realized that I said, "Hey, I have a sensitive stomach. I can't go in there, and I'm not going to go in there." When I said that, they both looked at each other as if their eyes basically spoke. How did she know? How did she know that what it said, and how did she know like not to go in there? So when they both looked at each other, and I just woke up. Okay. Uh, so what that dream breaks down to is this. This is what I feel the Lord was telling me about that dream. That the two Middle Eastern women that were driving me around, the fact that they were wearing black hijabs, um, black religious coverings, indicates two things. One of them is that it symbolizes that something is being covered up, something is being kept discreet, something, pretty much something is being hidden. The fact that they were in the color black, anytime you get any type of color in a dream, uh, it is usually a positive or negative, and there's always significance to it, which is why you see it, because it's significant. So in this case, the fact that it was black in color indicates that it's something negative. So again, something is being hidden, something's dark, something's being concealed. The fact that they were driving me around indicates that uh, I'm not in control of the situation. I'm not aware. I'm not really aware of the situation. And again, I'm not the one in control, because I'm not the one driving. I'm being driven around. And so, if you're asking yourself, like, how could this have to do with President Trump? So that's what I'm going to get to. Just like the last message that I delivered, the message about uh, Trump receiving the Qatar gift or getting a gift from Qatar, which was an aircraft. I had asked the Lord, because I think I've mentioned this before, that anytime I have a message to deliver that has to do with a leader of any sort, or a president, just any type of world leader, that I always feel that it's way over my head, because of their positions. And so the same dream that confirmed that other message that I gave, I think it was last month or a few weeks ago, about that gift that was given to President Trump, is the same dream that confirmed this message. And that was, I don't know if you'll remember, so rather than to have you have to go back to last month's video or a few weeks ago, I'm going to tell you what that dream was. It is considered a confirmational dream, because I asked Father God, I asked him, listen, does this message that I'm delivering right now, and the last message that I delivered about that gift that Qatar gave President Trump, does this have to do with President Trump? And if it does, would you please do me the kind favor of putting President Trump in one of my dreams, so that I know that it's about him, And I knew I would be able to distinguish that because I hadn't had any dreams of President Trump prior. So that was my way for God to confirm to me that, yes, that message that you gave last month and the message that you're giving right now about being driven around with two Middle Eastern women, this is the dream that confirms it. And it was that I was sitting way up high on a chair that went up almost like to the sky. And as I was up there, I could see everything that was happening below. And I felt very uneasy and uncomfortable being in that high position. And so what happened was is that President Trump showed up in the dream. He maneuvered some levers that I was trying to maneuver that wouldn't work for me. He came over and maneuvered them and put me down to a level where I felt more comfortable. So what that dream not only confirms this message, it also is saying, hey, from God, yes, I've answered you. I did go ahead and I put President Trump in the dream to let you know that both of these messages that you're delivering have to do with him. And then the fact that the dream itself, the fact that here I was feeling that these messages are way out of my league, so to speak, or way above me, and here I was on a high chair, and who else better to help me than President Trump? So that was a confirmational dream to this message that I'm delivering right now. And so, as a seer, and as a seers are considered prophets, okay? But the way God communicates with us mostly is through what we see in visions and dreams, and just what we see. But it's also a lot more than that. It also is that we're able to sense things, to smell things even. And so when God turns those things up, that's how he communicates with us, or that's how he communicates with me. So what the Lord let me know in this dream that he gave me was that at this point I was not only able to see it for myself, but he was showing it to me from the perspective of where Donald Trump sits. And so if you don't keep up kind of with what President Trump does, if you don't keep up with his meetings and dealings with the Middle East or anything even outside of that, this story is probably not going to make sense to you. But what it breaks down to also is that during this time that I had both of these dreams, the one about Qatar giving him a gift, and this dream in particular about the two Middle Eastern women, again, it is from how the position that Donald Trump sits in. And so when he had Jolani, who was an ex-militant, really an ex-terrorist, and the jury's still out of whether he really is or isn't, he appointed himself to being the leader of Syria. And so basically when he came to visit Donald Trump in the White House, that was the encounter and dealings that President Trump was having with him. And basically what that dream was showing was that the dealings that President Trump is having with Jolani, which he has a lot of other names, but that's just the easiest one for me to pronounce because he's had a lot of other names. And what he was showing me from that was the dealings that President Trump is having with Jolani, that things are being hidden from him. The fact that these two women were driving the vehicle was like saying, I want President Trump to see this, that I haven't taken rights away or freedoms away from these people in Syria. I haven't taken their rights away. You see they're still able to drive. But the fact that these women were wearing hijabs and were wearing coverings indicates that contradicts that he's saying that he's not taking away any freedoms from the people in Syria. Because if he wasn't taking away their freedoms, why are they still wearing hijabs and burqas? Why are they still being covered? And so when God was showing me that writing on the wall, again, he was showing me um, from from the position that Donald Trump's in, which is he'll be able to read the writing on the wall. And the way he'll be able to do that is through us praying, through me praying, through you praying, that he will have wisdom and discernment to be able to know when he's being fooled. Okay? So that's why it is important that this message be delivered. Myself as an intercessor, when I get these dreams, when the Lord shows me visions, it is my responsibility as an intercessor to pray. But the reason I turn around and show you guys or tell you guys is because in the Word of God it states that when two or more or two or more are in agreement, there in the midst the Lord will be ready to answer prayers. It is also biblical that a nation, a people, get together, really Christians, to pray for our leaders. And even if today you're watching this and you're not a follower or you're not living in the United States and he's not your president, it's still paramount that you do pray for him, because whatever happens to the United States affects everybody worldwide. And vice versa. If something else is going on in another country, somehow, some way, it affects the rest of the world. But United States in particular, if something happens to us or happens to our president, it affects the whole world. And this is why these messages, this is why I deliver these messages, this is why I do these videos, so that I'm not the only one praying, and so that you guys can have some insight as to what is going on in the world. But that's the insight that the Lord gave me about President Trump, and that we should pray that he has discernment and that he has wisdom to make the right decisions and know when he's being fooled. And I believe that, unfortunately, by this particular individual, Jolani, I believe that he is. Because when God gives me these dreams, he doesn't do it for nothing. And there's no personal reason why I should be having these type of dreams, because, it's not meant to be offensive, but I don't have anybody in my circle that is of Middle Eastern descent, let alone women that wear coverings. It's not that I wouldn't want any friends like that, but I'm just saying I don't. So there's nothing, it's not my own personal dream is what I'm trying to get across. Whenever God gives me a dream or a vision, I know it's from him, because it always comes with revelation, it's always authentic, and it's far from having to do anything with me personally. My job, again, is to get these messages, get these visions, and pray about it. And so I'm passing it off to you. So I appreciate your time. Thank you for listening. And please do, if you're getting a hold of this video, you're getting a hold of this message, pray for him. Because again, God doesn't give me these dreams and visions for no reason. So it is with that, I bid you a good night. And God willing, until the next time, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.